Hello and welcome to Tabletop Magpie. I'm Lee and today we're going to be looking at some of the basic rules from Mythos from Warcradle Studios. What was that? So we'll start with some of the core mechanics that drive the game engine that make Mythos stand out a little bit on the tabletop and give it that sort of Lovecraftian feel that we're all here for. To start with, the test of 13. 13 being the number of the Elder Gods, the unknowable, terrifying, insanity-inducing beings from across unknowable gulfs of time and space and fathomless eons, and a gibbous moon because it's Lovecraft, so there's always going to be a gibbous moon involved somewhere. The test of 13, basically every single roll you make in this game is going to be trying to equal or beat 13 on 2d6. Yes, that does sound impossible, but it isn't, because to get that number you also add the statistic for whatever attack or defense it is you're using. So for example, if you have an attack rating of 7, you need to get a 6 or more on your 2d6 in order to have a successful attack, and the same for defense. You would roll your defense statistic on your 2d6 and compare those against the attackers. 2 6s are a crit. A crit allows you to use Mythos for free. Mythos is basically used to enhance an attack, and I'll be coming to that in a second. Which brings me on quite nicely to the second aspect of the core mechanics that really stand out for me, and that's Mythos. Not just the name of the game, but a key resource that all your players bring to the table. Everybody has this a Mythos rating on their card, and you pull that together at the beginning of your turn, and then you allocate out Mythos to, like as I said just previously, to enhance an attack. However, it does come with its own risks. Every time you use Mythos, you add 1 madness to your madness threshold. Once your madness threshold is equaled or beaten, well, we'll come to that shortly. Rerolls. All dice must be re-rolled. You don't just get to choose which ones, and you may only re-roll once, which is pretty common, as I'm sure as you're well aware in most games, and the second result must stand. And then finally on this section, we'll just talk about your action points. Nearly everybody has 2 AP, except bosses, who nearly always have 3. Your APs can be spent on moving, shooting, fighting, arcane attacks, or magic if you will. They tend to cost 1. Aiming into a fight, casting magic into a fight, charging, anything that you feel would be a bigger move or to take more time to pull off in the real world, that will cost you 2 AP. Now let's get on to the good stuff. So we've got a pretty good idea of the core mechanics behind the game, so let's start with a combat attack. For a combat attack, you will be in base-to-base contact with your opponent. You will roll 2d6, use your combat attack rating, and then hope to equal or beat 13. That's right. The defender will also roll his 2d6, add his equivalent defense statistic, so it would be a combat defense for this example, range defense for shooting, and arcane defense if somebody was making an arcane attack at them. They take that rating and add it to their 2d6, again trying to equal or beat 13, but then the next level on that is you are then also trying to beat your opponent's score. The winner inflicts a number of damage points onto the opponent, equivalent of the gap in the score. So if I got 17 and you got 13, I would inflict 4 points of damage on your character. Combat does seem pretty straightforward, especially the fact that you're always trying to equal or beat 13, and the only modifiers are, like I said earlier, brought in by other models being in base-to-base contact with you or your opponent. You're always trying to get 13 and you only ever roll 2 dice. Okay, we'll have a look at ranged attacks now. Ranged and arcane are quite similar, so we'll keep them just together in this one little segment here. Again, you use your ranged attack or arcane attack rating, add to 2d6, and you're looking to equal or beat 13. Your opponent will be rolling their ranged defense or arcane defense statistic as well as the 2d6, again hoping to equal or beat 13, but you're also trying to beat your opponent's score as well. If the defender wins a ranged or arcane attack, they can move 2 inches. And they don't suffer any disengagement penalties for that, so you wouldn't get free, if they were engaged with somebody, they won't get a free swing at them if they dodged away for their 2 inches. Speaking of engagement, if you're engaged with the model that you're doing a ranged or arcane attack at, the defender can choose to allocate the wounds to you instead of making a dodge. So firing a weapon or letting loose some arcane spell in close combat sounds like it could be pretty dicey. I'm looking forward to actually getting my models painted and giving it a go to see just exactly what sort of mayhem you can do with that stuff. But again, you'll notice just going through this, like all the attacks you make are basic, they're just exactly the same, but that, to me, I think that's just going to help the game really flow, because you know you just constantly, you've got your 2 dice, you're only modified by other models interfering or helping out if they're in base to base or in the way or whatever. You're always going for 13, and you've always got your 2 dice. It's as simple as that. You know, it's once you've got that nailed down, I just think games will flow really, really well, and I'm really looking forward to actually getting some games played. Finally, for this video, a very quick look at Madness. Madness is gained by using Mythos. That's probably the most common way you're going to gain Madness points going throughout the game. Also, attacking or being attacked by a creature that causes fear will give you a Madness point. Once your Madness threshold is met or exceeded, you need to take a sanity test. The sanity test, like all of the tests throughout the game, is target number 13, rolling 2d6 and adding to that result your sanity statistic. If you fail on this, you then need to roll on the Madness table, and that's when things can rapidly start going wrong. Also, once your Madness threshold is reached, you turn your card over from its ready side to its altered side, and here is where we see things start getting quite different for the game. You'll notice that your traits may be different, your statistics might be different, your character may have to do certain things, but again, all that varies by faction and by character card. Like I say, I don't want to get stuck too into Madness at the minute. It's not particularly confusing, it's just, it is quite a big section of the game, and today was just about outlining the basics to hopefully give you a bit of a better taste of it to pique your interests. And hopefully we've done that. Join me again hopefully very soon, where I'll have some things painted up, ready to show some examples of what we've gone over today. So thanks for joining me today. Hopefully you found some of this a bit interesting. If you are interested in the game, I recently signed up to the Wayland Games affiliate scheme. The link's down there. They have obviously a great range, not just Mythos, they have all sorts of stuff as you'd expect from a great big nerd online toy store. I will get a small commission from anything that you buy using that link, which will just go into buying more Mythos stuff and more toy soldiers really. Cheers guys, see you in another video soon, bye bye.